Dzień dobry moi drodzy, z tej strony Max, a dzisiaj witam was w odcinku, w którym mam nadzieję, że ruszymy quest z Julą, a przynajmniej mam nadzieję, że to jest ten quest, a nie że wybrałem kolejny, bo naklikałem sobie teraz 1 500 questów, które muszę zrobić, zanim jakkolwiek wyruszę do Oliwet. W ogóle jeszcze jakiś event, bo jak to nagrywam, to w ogóle jest jeszcze lipiec, a pewnie wstawię to gdzieś wrzesień, październik lub listopad.
Thank you for coming on such short notice, Honorary Knight. I know you must be busy.
A nie aż tak bardzo.
To make a long story short, there's a particular matter at hand that the Knights requires your assistance with.
The Knights are busy as ever. Sounds like typical Master Jing to me.
I have been meaning to have a word with you if the occasion presented itself, but as you know, Mondstadt's safety must always be my first priority.
Oczywiście.
I have recently received multiple reports from the Knights of someone within the Lawrence clan having close dealings with the Fatui.
O właśnie, jak jesteśmy w tym temacie, to kiedyś były w ogóle... to było już chyba tak stricte po aktualizacji 3.3 z Dotorem i właśnie ludzie porównywali, w sensie gadali, że a może Dotore jest jakimś tam przodkiem kogoś tam z Lawrence clan. Ja nie umiem mówić. I nie wiem, po prostu teorie na temat Harbingerów są tak dzikie. Z jednej strony są teorie, że ktoś tam jest czymś bratem, siostrą, etc., nie wiem, kuzynem ciotecznym, ale z drugiej na przykład, że postać X umarła i też się zrekanonowała jako Harbinger i nie wiem, to nie ma sensu jak dla mnie.
There was a dark period in Mondstadt's history when the aristocracy ruled over the city. The hard-won freedom that followed with the fall of Decarabian was lost once
Czym jest
again.
Decarabian? Czy Jorzem coś ominął?
The first Dandelion Knight Vanessa
Ją pamiętam.
spearheaded the revolution that
To było w
overthrew
Mandze
the old
jeszcze.
aristocratic system and established the Knights of Favonius, leading Mondstadt to become the city that you see today.
Czy w tym kwestii będzie Fatui?
That
Bo ja
had
z wielką
oppressed the people
chęcią.
of Mondstadt were none other than the Lawrence clan.
Oh, Paimon gets it! So the clan's descendants are now scheming with the bad guys to carry out more dubious deeds.
Można tak powiedzieć.
We suspect as much, though we have yet to obtain any solid evidence. The reason I summoned you here today is to ask you to help us further investigate this matter.
Sounds like a job for the Knights of Favonius to me.
Unfortunately, the Knights of Favonius and the aristocracy have been at odds with one another for as long as I can
Aj
remember.
karamba.
We've already considered every possible way of resolving our differences, but it seems the descendants of the aristocracy remain antagonistic towards the Knights. No matter what stance we take when dealing with them, the outcome is always the same. Our efforts only result in adding more fuel to the
Dlatego
flames.
ja się wtrącam.
We could come knocking on their door on the grounds of a search warrant, but if the investigation were to come up empty, I'm afraid tensions and distrust would only increase. All of our past efforts would have been wasted.
But as the honorary knight, I technically also belong to the Knights.
You are in fact the best candidate to represent the Knights of Favonius.
No bo tak czysto teoretycznie nie należy do tych rycerzy Favoniusa, ale bardziej po prostu się przybłąkałem.
But you need not emphasize your role as the honorary knight. You're a traveler from a distant
No dokładnie,
land,
o to mi
and
chodzi
you can
właśnie.
approach the aristocrats in this way. Once you come to friendly terms with the Lawrence clan, you should be in a good position to learn more of their possible connections with the Fatui.
Dobra, I'm ready.
Leave it to Master Jean to come up with such a thorough plan.
Perhaps such plans have become second nature after all the diplomatic issues I've dealt with. The name of the Lawrence clan member in question is Schubert. Lately, he can
Myślałem, że
often be
teraz
found
będzie do
strolling
Julii.
near the northern city walls. It is said that he is difficult to get along with due to his temperamental disposition, but if we approach him calmly, then things should go off without a hitch.
Leave it to me.
Thanks again for your help.
Nie ma
If you
problemu.
run into any snags along the way, I'll do anything in my power to support you.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. The spring drift shall never return to the sea. Okej. Właśnie, przypomniała mi się teraz taka sprawa. Pomimo iż ten odcinek wrzucę prawdopodobnie gdzieś w okresie jesiennym i to już będzie dawno po jednym banerze, to udało mi się, uwaga, zdobyć Julę, którą tak bardzo chciałem, po 50 wishach. Wprawdzie jest ona biedna, bo siedzi na 3-gwiazdkowej broni, ale dosłownie nie mam nic lepszego. Znaczy, wątpię, żeby Devil się do niej przydał, a Ryan Slasher też nie mam pojęcia, czy się na nim nada. Wiem tylko, że że na Razora jest chyba podobno dobre, a to jest jedyna broń, która ma physical damage bonus. Jest chyba jeszcze taka jedna, nie wiem, ma też randomowe artefakty i to jej dałem. I to nie jest jakieś dobre, nie, bo ma po prostu 2 defy, ale po prostu jeden dobry 5-gwiazdkowy artefakt, no to na kogoś musiał pójść, no i poszło na Julę. Konstelacja 0 i talenty są, no talenty nie są nawet ruszone, bo mi materiału zabrakło. Chyba, nie wiem, z 5 postaci, czy tam 4 potrzebuję tych samych książek i no muszę po prostu drugą priorytet tutaj wybierać, kto zostanie zbudowany jako pierwszy, ale wracając to chyba w Dragonspine, jak się podotyka te wszystkie nagrobki dziwne, się dostaje jakiś tam miecz, ale niektóre te nagroby są pochowane za zagadkami, typu, że muszę znaleźć 2, 1, 3, 7 rzeczy, zanim w ogóle zabiorę się do właściwego grobu. Nagrobka, tak właśnie. No. A to nie jest ten. To nie jest ten quest, halo.
Who are you?
Hello, we're here to...
Hello?
Yeah, what's wrong?
What's wrong? Did you just say what's wrong?
Typowy arystokrata, am I right?
Huh. And I suppose you think that you can simply strut up here and greet me in such an ignoble and vulgar manner?
No tak, o co chodzi?
Given that I don't recognize you, I can only assume that you are a traveler of some variety. I'll have you know that you are speaking with the Schubert Lawrence, a blood
Czy
descendant of
każdy z
the
Lawrence
magnanimous nobility.
klanu zachowuje się w ten sposób?
If you wish to address me, you'd best consider your words more carefully. Such nonchalant manners are inadmissible and will never do.
Gadu, gadu, stary dziadu.
Now, if you're somehow capable of understanding anything I've said, then you will get down on your knees, apologize for your negligent actions, and give me a proper introduction.
Gadu, gadu.
That's etiquette? Paimon's never heard of something so complicated
Ja nie będę się
before.
przed nikim kłaniał.
In former times, when people knew their place and respected traditions, such conduct was only basic courtesy when greeting a nobleman, and neglecting your manners would result in a swift whipping.
Damn.
But look at the world now. Rules have been thrown to the wayside and manners forgotten. I cannot bear to see such degradation.
It's no wonder the aristocracy fell.
What did you say? You dare question the dignity of the nobility?
Jeszcze jak?
I'll have you know that though the Lawrence clan is in decline, myself and others of noble blood are looking for a chance to restore our rightful honor.
Uwielbiam, jak po prostu Iter ma ten sam wyraz twarzy i nie przejmuje się niczym.
Just look around. The people are unruly and undisciplined. I, however, strive to retain the elegance and etiquette of the nobility. After all, we are of a completely different breed.
I haven't even said anything yet.
Save your words. I find your manners and bearing repulsive. I have nothing to discuss with the likes
Co
of
za
you.
chłop?
Besides, I am in no way obligated to instruct commoners on basic courtesies. Now I have more pressing matters to
Ach,
attend
tak.
to.
Oczywiście.
I'll take my leave.
A szlachta nie pracuje.
So this is what Master G meant by difficult
No
to get
właśnie.
along with. Let's head back and talk things over with her.
Amber.
Well, if it isn't the honorary knight. I'm just on my way out to gather some intel. I didn't expect to run into you here. Huh? Judging by your expression, you must have run into some trouble.
Iter ma tą samą ekspresję przez 90% czasu.
Master Jean tasked us with a special assignment, but things seem to have run aground for the moment.
It wasn't our fault. Wyjątkowo.
No need to get down on yourself. Sometimes things just don't turn out as planned.
No niby racja.
I can't guarantee useful intel every time I'm dispatched. You just have to keep at it and never give up.
That's Amber for you.
Hey, why don't you let me try to help? What's the problem?
Master Jean asked us to build a connection with someone named Schubert Lawrence, but it turns out that he's a peculiar character that doesn't listen to anyone, especially Paimon.
Aha, Schubert! I know him. Let me guess. He said you didn't have any manners.
Sounds like you're no stranger to his runs.
I've been on the receiving end of his lectures many a time.
Lekka
The
kaksa.
Lawrence clan can be very particular about such things.
You mean everyone in the Lawrence clan is just a big headache?
Możliwe?
As aristocrats, they believe there should be a certain distance between themselves and common folk. I understand their thinking.
Trochę jak
That's
szlachta.
just not how things are anymore. However, there is one exception among the Lawrence clan. My good buddy, Eula.
Buddy?
That's right. Not only is she from the Lawrence clan, but she's also captain of the Knights of Favonia's 4th company.
Jean told us that the Lawrence clan sees the knights as enemies.
Eula is special. She's not quite like the other members of her clan. She has her own beliefs and it shows. In other words, she doesn't really adhere to the strict rules and conventions of her family. However, she's still quite knowledgeable about dealing with the Lawrences. I'm sure you'll see what I mean if you meet her.
Dobra, gdzie ona siedzi?
That's strange. If Eula is a member of the Lawrence clan, then why would Master Jean choose us for the task? Couldn't she just ask Eula?
Może oni nie lubią Juli, dlatego że ona się brata z rycerzami.
Well, it's a little complicated. Basically, the Lawrence clan has frowned upon the fact that Eula joined the Knights. Her family members don't particularly care
A nie
for her.
mówiłem?
In their eyes, Eula is nothing but a traitor to the family.
She sounds like quite the character.
She's very easy to get along with. Just explain the situation, and I'm sure she'll help you come up with a way to get along with Schubert.
Dobra.
In fact, I think she's out in the wilderness on patrol this morning. You should be able to find her around Storm Bear Mountains.
Thanks, Amber. All right, you heard her. Let's go find Eula.
Let's go.
Good luck, you two. I've got my own matters to investigate.
Who would have guessed the Knights have a member of the Lawrence clan?
Śmiesznie jakby się okazało, że rycerze Favoniusa nawet mieliby kogoś w Fatui.
Lawrence clan, who better to ask than one of their own family members?
Towarzystwo wzajemnej adoracji.
The Fatui? What are they doing here? Is that why Eula was sent our patrol here? Let's fight first and talk later.
Walczenie z tym Airo bez kogoś z Hydro będzie upierdliwe. Czy mam wrażenie, że oni schodzą szybciej niż ustawa przewiduje? Jakimś cudem z Overloadem też schodzi szybciej? Jak to more? Oh boy. Damn, there she is. Uwielbiam Julę, naprawdę. Jej ruchy są takie eleganckie.
You don't think twice before reaching for your sword, do you? Do you have any idea how long I've been tracking these targets?
Wybacz.
And now you get to stake a claim. You think you're stronger because you got to them first? Mark my words, vengeance will be mine.
What?
I'm sorry, Vengeance?
That's right. I heard the commotion and came as swiftly as I could, only to find you two already fighting the Fatui. Not only that, you are making quick work of them too.
No cóż,
If I didn't make my move, you would have been able to take all the credit.
no to też racja.
Still, I'm glad you're unscathed. Confronting that number of Fatui at once can be dangerous.
Actually, I'm quite used to fighting the Fatui.
Sorry, Paimon doesn't understand what you mean, but thanks for your concern.
Concern? Why would I be concerned for the safety of my arch enemies?
Arch enemies? Wait a minute. You were saying how glad you were that we were unscathed a second ago.
No cóż.
By which I meant, if you were injured, I'd have to escort two strangers guilty of stealing my targets all the way back to Mondstadt.
Ach tak, typowa Jula.
Which would mean you'd cause me even more trouble. My vengeance would be swifter still.
Huh? So that's how you see all this?
So you must be Jula.
Yes, that's me.
Paimon thinks she's pretty strange.
Nie aż tak bardzo.
Although at least we can communicate with her.
A no?
You dare to call someone I just met strange?
No właśnie, Paimon.
Forget the aristocracy. That's rude even by normal standards. Speaking of which, How do you know my name?
No cóż.
This is the honorary knight of the Knights of Favonius. And speaking of rude, we're trying to investigate an aristocrat named Schubert Lawrence. He's so obsessed with etiquette that he's not even willing to
Chłop
speak
jest w
with
swoim
us.
świecie po prostu.
I understand now. That's my uncle, all right.
Oh?
But why do you mean to investigate
He
him?
might be secretly involved with the Fatui.
I see. You have some nerve to faming a family member right in front of me. I will have vengeance for this too.
No. This is an assignment from Master Jean. It's just an investigation, that's all.
Myślę, że ona chyba, skoro jej rodzina mają gdzieś, to dlaczego ona miałaby się martwić o swojego wuja? Aren't you curious about your uncle?
To the everyday citizens of Mondstadt, everyone in the Lawrence clan is scum. It's natural for rumors and unwarranted gossip to lead to such suspicion.
Hard to avoid such a reputation when you're known as the ruthless rulers of Old Mondstadt.
No cóż.
Oh, so that's what you think of me? Yet another transgression to avenge.
But didn't you say it first? Oh,
Curious. We've only just met, and you've already given me 3 causes.
Pewnie
for
dam jeszcze
vengeance.
więcej.
It's been a while since I've encountered anyone as interesting as you.
Your definition of curious is curious.
I assume you need me to teach you the conduct of the Lawrence clan. Only then will you finally be able to communicate with my
Jak
uncle.
najbardziej.
that's right. Amber told us to come and talk to you.
Well then, let's begin your training immediately. It'll be easier to train when we're back in Mondstadt. We'll require other people.
You're not planning to take revenge at an opportune moment, aren't you?
We
Are
can
you,
put that
Boże?
aside for now. Besides, if it's the acting Grandmaster's assignment, and Amber's the one who recommended me, I should comply.
Dzięki, Julia.
Paimon's confused. This girl's all vengeance this and revenge that. But she doesn't seem the least bit angry.
Że to jest jej takie powiedzenie.
Still, Paimon has met bigger weirdos
To
before.
znaczy? No bo ja nie przypominam sobie nikogo takiego.
Ah, you finally arrived. There's no time to spare, so we'll begin with our first.
Dobrze.
Wait, hold on. There's something we need to clear up first. Otherwise it'll keep bugging us.
You won't really take revenge, will you?
So that's still on your mind, huh? Maybe you're the ones who can't let things go.
Może.
Don't worry. There's a time and place for exacting vengeance. Besides, I'm not in the mood for any right now. Best save it for later.
You need to be in the right mood for vengeance.
No cóż, każdy ma swoje humorki, nie?
I already have a long list of vengeance to exact. Even if I wanted to begin now, I'd have to start in the right order. Who knows how long it will be before I get to you?
Oj.
Well, if you have so much to take care of, wouldn't it just be easier to give us a clean slate?
Absolutely not. Stealing my targets, calling me a
Ja nic
ruthless
takiego nie
ruler,
powiedziałam.
and suspecting my uncle. All worthy of vengeance in my
She
eyes.
wasn't kidding.
But you needn't worry, at least not whilst we're investigating this matter. I'm sure you're familiar with the phrase, a man of moral integrity fears no slanderous
Nie do
tongue.
końca.
If Uncle Schubert didn't commit any wrongdoing, then any such investigation will prove fruitless.
Dobra.
But if he did commit a wrongful act, then he should bear the full punishment.
Damn.
I'm sure you understand.
I think I'm starting to see what you mean.
Good. Now, there are 2 key points that aristocrats attach great importance to. Your manner of speech and your bearing.
Mhm.
Let's begin with your manner of speech. Aristocrats have a very unique way of carrying conversation, even with mundane daily topics.
No.
Oh, Paimon's already learned some unique conversation.
Już się boję.
Mark my words, vengeance will be mine!
Simon, spokój się. Same, Jula, same.
Not even close. And besides, it sounds
Rel.
strange.
Hey, Paimon learned it from you! And didn't you say not to call others strange? It seems you don't respect the rules of your own clan.
Mój Boże.
No, I've no need to trouble myself with such frivolous formalities. Here, allow me to demonstrate. For example, when greeting a friend, you could say, as the morning dew greets the coming dawn, so do I greet you, my
Trochę
dear friend.
brzmi jak te wszystkie opowiadania na polskie, co się pisało w podstawówce i po prostu robiło się jak najdłuższy wstęp, żeby tylko zaliczyć jak najwięcej słów na sam początek.
As the morning dew does what now?
However, such a phrase may only be used during the morning hours. Also, the party with whom you're speaking must be of approximately the same status as morning dew is not uncommon, so it expresses that friendship should not be measured by value, yet also suggests that friendship between aristocrats is pure like water.
Seems like a lot of work you just to greet a good friend.
Oh, no. You must be prudent with your words. Calling someone a good friend could easily
Mój
offend them.
Boże.
But didn't you just say my dear friend in your example? Paimon's confused.
Yes, I did. But you must know in the Lawrence family, dear friend is a set phrase that can only be used towards certain friends with whom one is acquainted, but not particularly close.
Wszystko brzmi strasznie skomplikowanie.
It sounds much more pleasant to call an acquaintance a dear friend. So, another thing to remember. Aristocrats are concerned with face and being polite. However, if you were to use dear friend to address an intimate friend, the recipient would think that you were deliberately trying to estrange
This
them.
is getting complicated.
This is only the first step in making a greeting. After addressing one another, you then exchange courtesies.
O matko.
Wait. This is all too abstract.
Dosłownie.
Perhaps it would be better if you gave some real-life demonstration.
Dobry pomysł.
Ah. Very well. Come with me. We'll choose some bystanders to converse with.
Oh, you're Eula of the Lawrence clan, right? This can't be good.
Co za chłop.
You there, lowly laborer. You stand in the presence of a member of the illustrious Lawrence clan. I have words for you. Please acknowledge the glory bestowed upon thee by the nobility... what comes next? Oh, right. By solemnly kneeling to the ground with utmost sincerity.
Huh? I can't make heads or tails of anything you're saying.
Hold on. What did they always teach me? Whenever a dispute arises, protection of your family's prestige and dignity always takes precedence. Got it. As a lowly commoner, you shall maintain absolute reverence when speaking with those under which you so graciously toil. How dare you speak in such a manner?
Is everyone from the Lawrence clan so
O mój
strange?
Boże.
The days of the Lawrence clan's tyranny have long passed. I don't care what you're trying to do. Just beat it.
I think you misunderstood her.
Like I said, I don't care what you're doing. I have nothing to say to any member of the Lawrence clan. And here's a word of advice. I wouldn't be caught dead walking too closely with any one of their like in
Co za
Montuję.
typ.
If that's all, I'll be going. I'm afraid I won't be able to control myself if we talk
Że
any longer.
spadaj.
Hey! Don't leave! Halt! Mark my words, vengeance will be mine!
Wow. The Lawrence name really does carry a terrible reputation.
Dosłownie.
Never mind him. I could
Ale
have
to musi
predicted
być do
as much.
dupy, bo dosłownie twoi przodkowie coś odwalili. Jakieś tam dziwne rzeczy, tyrania i tak dalej. I później wszyscy mają do ciebie za złe, dlatego że coś twoi przodkowie odwalili, a ty na przykład nie miałeś na to wpływu.
You there, lowly toiler. You stand in the presence of a member of the illustrious Lawrence clan. I have words for you. Please acknowledge the glory bestowed upon thee by the nobility, and solemnly kneel to the ground with utmost sincerity.
Chyba ten chłop też ma dość nas.
Huh? Why don't you respond? According to the custom, I must wait until you kneel completely before I can say the next words. Right. I mustn't look at you too long, or I'll be drawing more attention to our difference in status. Oh dear, I've already stared at you for quite a while. Fine. You may spare yourself the formality of kneeling, as it may be a little inconvenient. I shall continue. Oh, wait. I think there's a line for people with rude attitudes in this situation.
Hey, stop bothering me or else I might say something you wouldn't like to
Co za
hear.
chłop.
Then again, I've got no words for anyone from the Lawrence clan.
Again? What's with this attitude?
Maybe we should just stop for now.
Yes, I don't think his attitude will change. If I keep grandstanding like this, the outcome won't be good.
Dokładnie.
Let's try to find someone else. to
So,
talk to.
jak to someone else?
I'll remember your unwillingness to comply. Mark my words, vengeance will be mine.
Ciekawe, czy to jest coś, co opiekunowie Julii ją uczyli. To jest tak po prostu sobie to będzie usprawiedliwione, jak sobie przypływa przez ich klan, czy po prostu tak stricte sobie Jula wybrała akurat ten zwrot do mówienia.
You there, lowly worker.
Yeah, I've already heard it all before. Look, just spare me the time. Our answer's always the same. We've got nothing to say to the likes of you.
Damn.
I mean, seriously, can't you just take a hint?
Please calm down. We don't want to cause any trouble.
I know she's a knight of Favonius, and that the knights wouldn't misplace their trust, but the name Lawrence carries too much weight with it.
No widzisz.
Even to this very day, the descendants of the Lawrence clan are still scheming to reclaim Mondstadt and reinstate their aristocratic
No to
rule.
chyba nie wyjdzie.
And if that wasn't enough, here you are purposefully using their awkward way of speaking just to put on an act? Don't you care for the feelings of us ordinary folk?
Nie.
You have a point.
O,
But mark my words, this transgression will not go unnoticed.
Huh? You want to
z
fight?
chęcią.
Listen here. I may be no match for you, but I'll be sure to lodge a complaint with the Knights of Favonius.
Maybe everyone should just take a step back.
I'm sorry, but I want her to understand that I'm serious.
Nikt nie pytał.
Listen here. If you don't want things to get more unpleasant, then you'd better just
A może to
stop.
się zamknij?
Forget it. There's no point in quarreling any further. Let's
No
go.
dobrze. Jeszcze coś tam sapiesz pod nosem? Pajmon, wychodzimy.
It's all right. This happens quite often. Let's find someone else
A
to
nie
talk
damy
to.
im spokoju może?
Paimon thinks we've seen enough now. Let's just stop. Actually, Paimon thinks we should apologize for asking you to demonstrate for us. We had no idea the feelings between the Lawrence clan and the people of Mondstadt were so big.
No cóż.
What can we do? The Lawrence name is already a dirty word among every household in Mondstadt. Even 3-year-olds know the story. I see this kind of attitude all the time.
I'm starting to sympathize with you.
Don't worry. What with me being a knight of Favonius, they're usually willing to speak a few words with me. Perhaps my aristocratic manner of speech provoked them today. Believe me, it's not a big issue.
So this is the way things are normally for you? There's no need for them to direct their anger at you personally.
That's the way things are. Perhaps it's just fate for those who have made mistakes. Accepting punishment is only fair, right? But when your family has committed atrocities, I'm afraid there's no easy path to
Co
reconciliation.
racja, to racja.
As memories are carried in the city breeze, the faults of such grievances are passed from one generation to the next. It is now my turn to bear this burden. At least I have a means of living a relatively normal life compared to the elders of my family. I have nothing to be discontented about.
So you knew all along that we'd encounter these kinds of problems?
Yeah, why were you so willing to try and demonstrate for us?
Oh, that reminds me. That last person will not escape my vengeance either.
O,
Let's leave it at that. Just think of it as something I like to do. But unfortunately, you probably didn't learn much from those conversations. It seems we have no other choice but to find more people to
może
talk
lepiej nie?
No need. Besides, the Traveler's pretty sharp, and nothing gets in our way on an adventure. Paimon thinks we got the gist of it now. Right?
Jeszcze jak? Yeah, I think I've got it.
We'll just have to roll with it for now. Let's just keep Eula from getting anyone else riled up.
Well then, I'm glad you learned something. You're already halfway toward mastering aristocratic conduct.
Elegancko.
Proper manner of speech is more aesthetic than anything else. It stems from their taste for refinement. But we must also practice your bearing. I have a very effective way of training for this. Come with me to
A po co
Dragon's
Dragon Spine? Ja muszę tam iść? Ja mam traumę. A co tu się dzieje? Mogę to zniszczyć?
It's so cold. Does aristocrat training really need to be done?
Też się zastanawiam.
If you wish to truly achieve the dignified conduct of an aristocrat, you must learn to remain composed and elegant even amidst harsh conditions. For example, you can see that part of the path up ahead is quite difficult to traverse. But a well-trained aristocrat would not only effortlessly proceed forward, but do so without a stain on their garment and their elegance fully intact.
Paimon thinks we've left the realm of aristocrats and entered the realm of adventuring.
Dosłownie.
Compared to what we've already seen, this should be a piece of cake.
Yeah, I'm used to this kind of challenge.
This is where you can finally apply some of your adventuring knowledge.
Jeszcze jak?
You look pretty confident this time. All right, let's get started. Remember, you must be graceful and elegant. Don't get knocked or launched into the air. That would be most unsightly.
Spróbuję.
Not bad. A lot better than I had anticipated at
To było
least.
tragicznie, miałem chyba z 5 podejść.
Paimon almost didn't make it through.
Boże, rel.
Good thing we didn't get stuck. So, are we aristocrats now?
Don't flatter yourselves. We've only just
Mój
begun.
Boże, nie.
This scenario was relatively simple. In the face of a real battle, one would seldom have a chance to stop and evaluate the situation. There's a ley line monolith just up ahead that will attract nearby
Oh, yeah.
monsters. True elegance is the ability to calmly yet swiftly make decisions in the heat of
No
battle.
wonder you are so skilled.
My family set only the highest expectations for me, even as a
O,
child.
mogę sobie to wyobrazić
Let's
tylko.
proceed, shall we? This is the ley line monolith. Go ahead, activate it. But be careful not to get launched into the air or frozen while fighting. That would be most unsightly. Well done. Your performance was most
Miałam
impressive.
taką nadzieję.
And you managed to remain calm even in these grueling dragon spine surroundings. I'm starting to wonder if even I could have done
Możemy
the same.
stąd pójść.
Given such an outstanding performance, it seems there is little left for me to teach you.
Like Paimon said, adventuring is our specialty.
No, zwłaszcza umieranie w Dragonspine.
So, that's it for our training, right? Then let's get out of Dragonspine before Paimon turns into a popsicle.
Zgadzam się.
Hold on. I was commending the traveler's performance
O
just
nie.
now. You, on the other hand, seem to have made no progress at all.
What? You mean Paimon was also part of the training?
Rel.
Yes, of course. You were frantically flying and dashing about throughout the entire thing. Not an elegant sight at all.
XD.
Did you even listen to anything I was trying to teach you?
Maybe the weather is just too cold here.
Yeah, that's it. It's too cold here. Besides, Paimon was paying attention to the traveler.
Of course.
Whatever the reason, not heeding my instructions. A cause for vengeance, perhaps. Now, drink this.
A co to jest?
Huh? What is it? Are you trying to poison Paimon?
Certainly not. It's warm milk.
O,
Didn't you just say that you were freezing? Drink it and it'll help warm you up.
miło.
Oh, thank you. Are you still planning on the whole vengeance thing?
If I wasn't, then why would I care about you being cold? If you turned into a Paimon popsicle, that would ruin my plans for vengeance now, wouldn't it?
O mój Boże.
So, dear friend, don't die on me out here.
Paimon knew something was off.
Thank you for looking after
All
Paimon.
in the name of vengeance. No need to thank me. Now then, given that your training is complete, it's time we return to Mondstadt.
Nareszcie,
Our last step will
dziękuję.
be preparing a cordial gift to present to my uncle when you meet him. I already have something in mind. Let's pay Sarah a visit at Good Hunter.
O, idziemy coś zjeść? O, Amber!
Oh, hey, Eula. I see you've met the honorary knight.
Jak najbardziej.
We meet again, Amber. Seems we're just bound to run into you these days.
Well, I just got back and was thinking about grabbing a bite at Good Hunter. But now that you're here, why don't we all eat together?
Z tobą zawsze i wszędzie.
Very well. It's been some time since we've last shared a meal together. Come, take a seat. We can discuss my uncle's gift while we eat.
Yes? Is there something else you'd like to order?
Could you please prepare a serving of my uncle's favorite, gebratenes Fleisch mit Sauerkraut?
Mój Boże, czy to jest nazwa po niemiecku?
Coming right up. It'll take some time to prepare. I'll have it here at the counter once it's ready.
Hold on a moment. Is this satisfying salad also something that Amber ordered?
No, she didn't order it. But because she didn't order any vegetables, I thought I'd throw in a salad on the house. You know, to contrast all the meat dishes.
Dobry pomysł tak właściwie.
So, we clearly didn't order this, yet you prepared it without authorization. Mark my words, this transgression will not go unnoticed.
Jula,
You're gonna take revenge on her for giving us a free salad?
You should know me by now. That's the kind of villainous character I am.
darmo to uczciwa cena.
Well then, please wait a moment while I get the dish for your uncle started.
Delicious unauthorized delicacies. Sarah will pay for this.
Why would you choose gebratenes Fleisch mit Sauerkraut as a gift for your uncle? Hyman's never even heard that dish before.
Dosłownie.
This dish isn't actually on Good Hunter's menu. Only long-standing patrons such as my uncle would know about the dish. The old aristocrats seem to take a liking to it.
Because of the sour flavor of the sauerkraut, not too many people are fond of it these days. I guess it's become less popular over time. Eula treated me to the dish once, and I couldn't even finish a bite. I've nicknamed it gebratenes Fleisch mit Vengeance ever since. Ugh.
Mój Boże, te niemieckie nazwy, ja mam ich dość.
I never expected us to have such completely different tastes in food. If I weren't in such a good mood, I'd say that constitutes grounds for transgression.
So even Amber doesn't escape your vengeance.
Of course not. It's hard to find someone in Mondstadt that attracts contempt as much as she does.
It's fine when you're just joking between us, but I'm afraid our honorary knight might misunderstand you. Eula's always talking about vengeance, but that's just how she is. It's nothing you should take too seriously.
But I am serious, and I'll remember every transgression committed against me. Ugh, it's no wonder so many people dislike you.
Jula!
Hyman's starting to realize that Eula is actually a very good person. There's no need to be so awkward when you want to say something nice.
Listen, you've never been labeled as a social pariah, have you?
Well, no?
A się przewrócił ten pies.
So that's why you wouldn't understand how hard it is for a bad person to try to be good. It's impossible for me, and I have no intention of acting like a good person. All right, no need to look so sullen. I'm just kidding. Come on, let's eat. The food is getting cold.
Oh, I'm stuffed. I'll see Sarah about the bill.
No need. I've left the mora under the plate. If you try to settle it with her in person, she won't accept payment for the salad. Don't underestimate my ability to exact revenge. Sarah won't get the upper hand this time.
Uwielbiam ją, naprawdę.
All right. Next, you should pay my uncle a visit. He has a small camp at the top of the mountain near Springvale. He usually whiles his time away there when there's nothing else to do.
Wiem, szlachta nie pracuje.
Aren't you coming with us, Eula?
I'm afraid that wouldn't be very convenient for me. It'd be better if you two went alone. Ah, yes. Please do remember to pick up the dish from Sarah.
I still have more recon to do in the wilderness. Well, until next time.
No to do zobaczenia. O płotek się nie
Let's meet
wczytał.
again. What an interesting bunch you are.
Here, the gebratenes Fleisch mit Sauerkraut is ready to go. Be sure to eat it while it's hot. Otherwise, the flavor will be spoiled.
Dobra.
And by the way, don't worry too much when Eula says strange things. She's actually a very good
No.
person.
Hyman's been meaning to ask. No one could stand the sight of Eula when she was trying to speak with the others in Mondstadt earlier. But she seemed to get along fine with you and Amber just now. What's up with that?
The people of Mondstadt don't take kindly to anyone bearing the Lawrence name.
To już wiemy.
They are unable to see past her family, therefore they don't actually see Eula for herself. So no matter what Eula tries to do, it's seen as a wrongdoing. It essentially strips the meaning of anything she tries to accomplish.
So that's what she meant when she said it was hard for a bad person to try to be good.
How come you're able to see Eula differently then?
Well, when she joined the Knights of Favonius, it caused quite an uproar. Many people signed a petition demanding that the Knights reverse their decision. At the same time, numerous members of the Lawrence clan crowded the entrance of the Knights of Favonius headquarters, clamoring for Eula to give an explanation.
Whoa, so both sides were unhappy.
Nie każdemu da się dogodzić.
That's right. So you can imagine how determined Eula must have been under such circumstances. But thanks to Grandmaster Varka and the unwavering attitudes of others in the Knights of Favonius, they were able to quell the unrest. Tensions still remain beneath the surface, I'm afraid. In the eyes of the people, she's a stain on the Knights of Favonius. And in the eyes of the Lawrence clan, she's a disgrace to her family. But she simply fulfills her duty as a knight, silently helping one person after another, myself included. People like Eula should be approached with care and understanding. She could stand to be treated a little more fairly.
Marzenie ściętej głowy. If only there were more people like you.
I believe a day will come when things will get better.
Once everything's settled, we should go talk to Eula again. Paimon thinks we know how to communicate with her now.
A co z jej wujem?
I'm glad. I think that would make her very happy, though she might not ever admit it. Take care. Please come again.
Mam nadzieję, że za bardzo nie było tego słychać, jak właśnie przed chwilą chrupałem jabłko, aczkolwiek postaram się to wszystko wyciąć. Siedzi jak żaba na liściu.
The tent seems to be pretty tattered, but there's a really fancy chair. Could this be another aristocratic custom?
Może?
Ah, it's you again. I thought I had rid myself of you two.
No nie do końca, mordo. We have heard that aristocrats are most magnanimous, co?
Magnanimous. Yes, indeed, that is true.
O, przypodobaliśmy
Very
się.
well. I'm certainly not one to be narrow-minded. I'll overlook your previous misconduct for now and listen to what you have to say.
Nareszcie.
Wow, this guy thinks so highly of himself.
It is an honor to stand before you here, immersed in your supreme brilliance.
It appears I have misjudged you. Supreme brilliance. The glory of the nobility that continues to this day. A true loyalist. Impressive. My intentions were to test your humility. It appears you have become well versed in our etiquette.
Że co, wystarczyło mu się tylko podlizać i już?
Oh, so he was testing us. Sheesh, what an ordeal.
Your conduct is satisfactory. I must say, such progress in such a short time is practically unfathomable. If I may ask, from whence did you learn such a civilized manner of speech?
I refined my conduct with some instructions in the classics, courtesy of a dear friend.
Ah, good. Very good. You are bright, and compared with the common folk of Mondstadt, you certainly have potential. If you were of aristocratic blood, your prospects would be promising indeed.
By the way, we brought a gift. Ahem. Paimon means we would like to present you with a small token of our goodwill.
Huh? Could this be? Gebratenes Fleisch mit Sauerkraut? It's evident that your sentiment is genuine. As a young person nowadays, only with no small effort could you achieve such a dish. It's been so long since I dug into a big, tasty... I beg your pardon. What I mean to say is, since it's nearly mealtime, I shall partake.
No. Schubert relewszy... O, ja tego nie przeczytam. Ja nigdy nie miałem niemieckiego. Nigdy się nie uczyłem tego języka.
This aroma, just as I remember it. And this
Hiszpański jak najbardziej, włoski tak średnio najeżdża, ale niemiecki chciałbym, ale nie miałem okazji.
Now Now even Paimon's starting to wonder what it tastes like.
Nie ma jedzenia, skończyło się. Byliśmy przed chwilą w God Hunterze.
I acknowledge your genuine goodwill. Such sincerity must certainly imply that you come bearing a
It
request.
seems there's a word that the Lawrence family has a grand scheme of sorts. Myślałem, że ta świnia spadnie.
Wait, so you've come to know of this too? It was meant to be a family secret.
I would like to do what I can for the nobility.
Well, considering your meticulous etiquette, you must be a talent of unusual
Jak
fortitude.
najbardziej.
I'm willing to place my full trust
Okay,
in
that
you.
was easy.
Please, come with me. We happen to be in need of competent fellows like yourself.
Where are we going?
To see some friends from a
Fatui?
distant land. They have offered their assistance in restoring the Lawrence clan to its
Ewidentnie
former
brzmi jak
glory.
Fatui. Mam nadzieję, że w przyszłości okaże się,
Process solely
że...
based on etiquette.
I think we need to be careful.
Well then, let's get going,
Mam nadzieję, że
shall
w
we?
przyszłości okaże się, że Snezhnaya i Mondstadt znajdują gdzieś jakoś bardzo blisko siebie, a może nawet dzielą granice. Bo nie wydaje mi się, żeby...
Do you think his friends are the Fatui?
O czym mówiłem właśnie. A jednak spadła ta świnia.
If the Fatui happen to recognize you, what should we do?
Założymy maskę i udamy, że tak naprawdę to nie ja. Tak serio mam nadzieję, że Mondstadt i Snezhnaya dzielą ze sobą granice, bo jakoś tak nie widzę Sznezhnai na przykład zlokowanej gdzieś koło Sumeru czy pustyni, no bo to są kompletnie dwa odrębne klimaty, które się nie łączą w żaden sposób ze sobą, a Mondstadt jest takim neutralnym gruntem w sumie. I to by nawet miało sens, skoro Mika opowiada jak tam... Okej, to jest trochę zwiększony level. Mam nadzieję, że damy sobie radę, bo nie wszystkie postacie są zbudowane. Lisa w ogóle oprócz levelu jest nietknięta. No właśnie Mika opowiadał, jak Warka wraz z jego świtą natrafił bodajże na kapitano.
Huh? Why have you put on a mask all of a sudden?
It is only proper for aristocrats to wear a mask.
Even if they are powerful, our status is much higher than theirs in the land of Mondstadt, and therefore we shouldn't allow them to admire our true faces so easily.
Good thinking.
Ja się popłaczę z tej maski, ja nie wytrzymam. Dosłownie zakładamy maskę, już jesteśmy kompletnie inną osobą.
Let's proceed, shall we? I'll introduce you as
Skojarzyło
my
mi się z tym
guest.
memem Daniel, The Cooler Daniel.
As you'll see in a moment, there are many already helping us.
Droga
I heard that
donikąd.
this area had already been purged once by the Knights of Favonius, but it's the only place around Mondstadt that is well concealed and spacious enough. Although it has fallen into disrepair and does not suit the tastes of the nobility, we simply have to make do for now.
Czy on tu kiedyś nie był?
Sorry. Can we walk any faster?
Of course not. An aristocrat always moves with grace in his steps. Moving hurriedly is unacceptable.
Paimon, bo zepsujesz zaraz całą naszą gadkę wcześniejszą.
As expected, it's the Fatui.
Gdzie? O! Siema.
Expected.
Because we always see them around
Jot.
the city.
Nie mogę z tych imion
They
naprawdę.
must be very powerful.
Nothing more than foreign
Borys
rivals
wygląda
with
całkiem,
power and the
całkiem.
ability to flaunt it.
Skrzynka.
But they are favorable business partners.
Mogę z nimi pogadać? Aha, z tym chłopem nie mogę. Okej, I see, I understand.
Hold it right there. Who's this?
If you really must
No
know,
cóż.
they're my guests. If you happen to offend them in even the slightest, then
Dziwię
you
się,
will
że
be
jeszcze nikt
held
się nie
accountable
zorientował.
by the Lawrence clan.
But this matter is of utmost secrecy. We must exercise caution.
You dare question the ways of a nobleman? I don't have time for this. Make way.
No need to sound all high and mighty like that. Fine. You may proceed.
Elegancko, elegancko. Nic mi nie powiesz dalej?
Came here with us. They don't dare to question you.
Of course, that is the benefit of prestige. In past times, it would be a dire offense to speak to a nobleman in such a manner. We could determine a person's fate with the blink of an eye.
No jak to szlachta, nie?
and such glory will return to me again before long.
Sergiej.
Where have I seen this
Oj.
person before? And who, may I ask, is this? We mustn't bring just anyone in here.
This is our new ally that I've recently met. They are completely trustworthy. You have the word of the Lawrence
It's a
clan.
pleasure to meet you.
Our plans are strictly confidential. It's not wise to bring in an outsider at this time. Furthermore, there's been word that an outlander who joined the Knights of Favonius has been very active in Mondstadt
Oh?
recently.
Don't be ridiculous. Besides, my guest is well versed in the etiquette of the nobility. I must treat them with the proper mutual
No
respect.
oczywiście.
The Knights of Favonius pay no regard to such details. They could never understand the intricacies of our etiquette.
And what about this thing?
A Paimon? To jest zwierzak.
You mean Paimon?
Enough! You dare question my word? Need I remind you who it is who has made your activity in Mondstadt possible? Without the support of the Lawrence clan, you would have all been driven out by the Knights of Favonius like dogs.
Damn.
You must immediately offer your sincerest apologies to my friend. You've offended their honor.
Fine. I'll take your word and make no further inquiries. Now, to the matter at hand. Did you
Czy
do
każdy
a
z
diagram
Fatui
of
ma ten
Mondstadt's
taki
defenses?
nóż z tyłu?
Oh, so that's what's going on here.
Yes, of course. Here it is.
O?
Let me see. Why is it so poorly drawn? Everything's so squiggly and crooked. And what is this shape supposed to be?
Masz jakiś problem?
Excuse me? I'll have you know that I went to great lengths to carefully draw this map by hand myself.
Mój Boże.
That shape is the symbol of the Knights of Favonius.
I see. Crude, but I can make do. Are you able to verify that this is all reliable information?
Of course, you needn't worry about that. Don't forget what we agreed upon. The flag of the Lawrence clan will fly above the Knights of Favonius headquarters. The rights to that building, as well as the whole of Mondstadt, belong to the Lawrence clan.
Damn.
Yes, we will both profit from this agreement. There's no use haggling over the details. We will make good use of the intel you provided. Also, be certain not to divulge our identity. There would be diplomatic consequences, you know.
Jak najbardziej.
Don't worry, this matter is only between you and I. And my new friend here. No one else will know of it.
Czy ja wiem?
Once this is over, I shall stand atop the Favonius headquarters and rebuke their pathetic rule over Mondstadt. Then the city and all its people will once again be under the rightful and unwavering rule of the Lawrence clan.
Okej.
Perfect. Just as it once was, and just as it should be.
May I remind you once again that we mustn't act rashly. That is all. For now.
Okej, very well.
Very well.
Huh? What are you doing?
The jig is up?
That's right. It's the honorary knight and their trusty companion Paimon. We're here to crush your evil schemes into dust. Dust.
I think they got the message, Paimon.
So this was all just a ploy to deceive me?
Slay.
It's your own fault. Who would put so much trust in someone based purely on their merit?
Dosłowy.
After so much planning, this is how it ends? Huh? We'll see about that.
I co, ucieknie? No tak. A Sergiej to co? No thoughts, head's empty.
I knew I should have never trusted these foolish aristocrats. No matter, we already have the intel we need. Get them!
They're running off in different directions.
O-o.
Paimon remembers that this place is a dead end. Let's take care of the Fatui first and then deal with Schubert later. Nice and spicy. The door is open. Let's go.
A tam nie mogę iść? No chyba nic nie ma. Żadnej skrzynki. Oj, jeszcze się podpalę. I co?
Is that Eula?
Co wy tu robicie? Co to za zgromadzenie wzajemnej adoracji?
Don't touch me! Get out of my way! I'll leave on my own!
It seems we finally caught up with you. This place is crawling with Fatui. Oh, it's you. It seems your investigation went well.
It was all worth it.
Aha! I see now. So you're the one that taught them our etiquette. And I thought you despised such pleasantries. Furthermore, there is a rule in our family. Such traditions are never to be taught to outsiders.
Ah, yes. Rings a bell. So what? I had no reason not to teach them.
You have brought shame to our family and ruined my plans. It's all for naught now.
I know that you poured great efforts into these plans, Uncle. But you were well aware that it was not the right thing to do. As a Knight of Favonius, I could not overlook your actions.
Knight of Favonius? Let's get one thing straight. I am your uncle.
Co za drama, mój
You're a member
Boże.
of the Lawrence clan. You should strive to restore your family's glory. You still have a chance. Defeat every Knight of Favonius here and leave with me.
Spadaj.
Then I shall plead with the family to spare you and give you a new beginning.
So just to be clear, you want a Knight of Favonius to attack the Knights of Favonius?
I shall say this one last time. You are not a Knight of Favonius. You are a descendant of the Lawrence clan. The blood of the Lawrence clan flows in your veins. You must comply with the will of the family.
Nie.
Since when have I ever complied with the will of the family?
Why, you unruly maid!
If anyone should be angry, it should be me. As a member of the Lawrence clan, you knowingly plotted against the city of Mondstadt and threatened its safety. Had you ever stopped to consider the trouble it would bring to so many people? Had you considered how many enemies you would make trying to keep the plans under wraps?
You dare lecture me?
That's right. In the name of the family that you so dearly revere, Uncle Schubert. I've never experienced the age of glory you always speak of. And I've never understood our family's incessant pursuit of it.
I'm a little bit too stunned to speak.
But I am capable of discerning right from wrong. And I deeply understand what freedom means to the people of Mondstadt. The Lawrence clan should never and will never become what you've dreamed it to be.
Oh, the disgrace of it all! How could such a rebellious monster emerge from our own family?
Things are starting to get pretty hysterical.
Dosłownie.
Politeness and elegance seem to have gone out the window.
That's enough fuss for today. You two, take him away. The honorary knight and I have other matters to attend to. Given that you've already taken action, I assume you've come across some conclusive
The
evidence.
Futuri are in possession of a diagram of Mondstadt defenses.
Hyman took a peek at their diagram. Your uncle had mapped out all of the Knight's patrol routes and marked out key information about Mondstadt.
And there was me thinking that he was just another
No
elder of the
cóż.
family. And a lazy one at that. I never suspected he could stoop this low. So
To dlatego on przychodził pod mury i się na
mark my
nie
words,
przyglądał.
vengeance will be mine. Let's discuss this later. Our first priority is recovering that diagram.
Jula demo? Jest! O, jest skrzynka jak ostatnim razem. Kurczę, 44 AR za niedługo. Może nie przy kwestii Julii, ale w kolejnym, kto wie, może Jean? Zaraz ten się zabiorę. Właściwie w pierwszej kolejności powinien się zabrać za Jean. Co, nikt tego nie pilnuje? O, a to jest Sergiej.
Nice and spicy.
Chłop jaką przemianę zrobił. Nikt tu nie będzie potrzebny, naprawdę.
Vengeance will be mine. Shudder! This must be it. They may very well have already made a copy of it. But without my uncle as their puppet, there'd be no use in them attacking the city.
No w sumie co racja to racja.
Tui wouldn't have relied only on your uncle.
True. But if their plan had hinged purely on taking Mondstadt by force, as opposed to with the help of a puppet, they could have spared themselves the trouble. The Fatui are dishonest, but they wouldn't go as far as to start an open war.
Are you sure about
Their
this?
opposition wouldn't just be Mondstadt alone.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Anyway, I'll inform the acting Grandmaster. She'll know how to handle things from here.
By the way, why did you follow us here?
Oh yeah, you suddenly appeared at just the right moment.
Dosłownie.
Yeah, about that. Because you stole my targets by attacking the Fatui I'd been tracking earlier, I came to exact my vengeance.
No patrz.
You tried to do my job for me, and I'm here to return the favor.
Guess we're even now, right?
Finally, after all this time, Paimon understands what you're saying. In reality, you sensed that something might happen to us during our investigation.
Miło.
You were worried about us and your uncle, so you brought a team to take a look.
My purpose was vengeance. Don't twist the story. You don't look too bright, but it turns out you have a knack for scheming. And mark my words, I'll remember that.
Vengeance will be mine.
Hey, what do you mean Paimon doesn't look too bright?
You have seeded a deep enmity between us. Just you wait. Even if you were to be completely destroyed, I would never forget you.
So does that make us more arch enemies?
I like your fighting spirit. I'll take this diagram back to the Knights of Favonius and take it from here.
No elegancko.
Well, see you around.
That you will. And make sure not to steal my targets next time.
No, obiecuję. To koniec. Okej. Nice. Kurczę, jeszcze nie 44 AR. Pewnie wbiję to za pomocą... Wiedziałem, że tu będzie jakaś skrzynka ukryta. Ciekawe, ile takich skrzynek ominęło na moim głównym koncie. Pewnie zmierzę po prostu komisze dzienne. Ten level. No cóż, ale coraz bliżej zbliżam się tych levelów 50, a moje postacie siedzą i kwieczą, bo są niezbudowane. Lisa na przykład lata wciąż na 1.1.3 talentach, z tego co wiem. Dobra, zróbmy wypad stąd. W każdym razie, dziękuję wam bardzo serdecznie za oglądanie. Trzymajcie się i do kolejnego odcinka. Cześć!